Welcome back to Factorio. Hopefully this time it isn't awfully cropped like last episode. Sorry about that. That's entirely my fault for some weird combination of DxTory along with OBS and some output video format. Let's not discuss that anymore. Let's go back to Factorio. And where did we leave it? And we left it with me wondering what's next, really. And I think modules, or at least I want to head towards modules to make things more efficient. First of all, I've got to deal with this issue. What we've got over here is our chip area that's making stuff. And unfortunately, it's running out of, I want to say, what are you running out of exactly? Whatever's on that belt. Which is going to come out of here, which is going to come out of here. What are you actually making for me? Is that tin plate? Yes, it's tin plate. And it's got a problem because the output to these sorters is full of slag. So, easiest thing, just like the rest of the game, ignore the problem for a while and just instead feed stuff into a warehouse and the problem will go away for a while. There we go. Just drop that one further, please. And let's just do that with all of you. There we go. And everything starts working again for a while. That's how things work with angels and bobs. Mostly bobs, I would imagine. So out comes our tin. So now we can, these factories, well, these furnaces should restart. We could feed, of course, this all back around again. But of course, we're using some of the output of that to feed this. So we're getting tin ingots that way. And yes, we could reprocess it, but we have all of this already set up, so easy just to sort out the shortage. Why are we doing tin? Well, tin is being used up in the chip area. So if we head up here, not this electronic circuit boards, but further back, you'll obviously see we make these, just the regular circuit boards, and they use phenolic board, and they also use copper, and whatever's on this side of this belt, you'll see it's running out, so it's not backing up these circuit boards. And that's because, yes, that's right, it's out of tin plate. Tin plate arrives here and gets split off this way. And I don't think, oh yeah, we are using it for capacitors as well, so we do need a constant supply of tin plate. It's starting to come through. We may want to increase the speed, although that does actually look pretty decent in terms of speed. Yeah, we can always add more furnaces there if we need to. So let's see how quickly that gets used up by our capacitor factory. Does some of it make it past? Let's see. Not yet. That should back up, hopefully. If not, I may have to think about moving more of that out. Yeah, let's keep an eye on it. In any case, it's not going to make it up to here, which is not a problem at the moment because our basic electronic boards are backed up and there's plenty of, backup supply there. Are you really going to take all the supply of tin plate? Well, that's processing as fast as it can. Technically, it's being used by both of these, so I guess they will get used in turn by the electronic circuit boards, which they're now able to make at full speed, or at least they will do until these circuit boards run out because of the lack of tin plate. So it is somewhat self-balancing, but I want to improve that, I think. So I'm just going to go and move a few bits of stuff, and then we'll... Oh, it's being split that way as well. Yeah, that's a lot of tin plate. I can just solve it for a short-term basis just by grabbing a lot of this stuff and putting it in manually. Back to our chip area. Where is it arriving? It's not going via box, is it? That's slightly annoying. Do we have a box? Let's get ourselves one. And let's just put the tin plate in there. And we can feed it with one of these once I have a little bit of power. And we'll just set that to deposit on the near side. There we go. So, it's only half a belt supply, but it'll do just fine as far as keeping these supplied. Now, the reason why we wanted this phenolic board, let's just go to modules and you'll see where we're heading for this whole thing. So, modules, there are an awful lot of them in Angels and Bobs. Let's take a look at productivity module 1, for instance. Okay, so for that, you need productivity circuit boards and you need this technology, productivity module. Okay, so if we look in productivity module, in here, you'll see that it doesn't require science packs, it requires productivity circuit boards. So we're going to have to make the circuit boards to be able to research the modules. Okay, so the productivity circuit boards, on the other hand, we're going to need 25 of these. So we've got solder, we've got basic electronic components, and we've got transistors just hanging around in our chip area. We could do something with them. As you can see, that yeah, that's been added nicely from that box. So solder is here. So is capacitors and circuit boards. And they are all going to the two bot circuit board brain things. One thing that isn't is this basic module board. So, although we only need 25 of these to research that research that we were looking for, it's these ingredients. And do we have any opportunity to pull them off this? Sort of. We can move these down and then have an area here and then route them out maybe over here somewhere, something like that. That's a possibility. Of course, that will constrain our transistor. Did I say capacitor? I meant transistor. So what do we need to do to make basic module boards then? Okay, and here we have the problem. We need a phenolic board and copper and tin and ferric chloride. So phenolic board, copper, tin, and ferric chloride. So as it happens, this is a perfect location for making basic module boards. So let's just give that a go, shall we? Let's get started, and we'll just put this down for a second. So soon we can have this somewhere, and we actually maybe do better with, you know, one of the electronics assembling machines rather than the full-size ones. So let's just, oh, there they are. So let's just put a couple of those on build. And in the meantime, I'm just going to send this underground as far as I can. That will do, because we can also go underground this way. Yep. There we go. That's all connected now. So, did it make that? Yeah, it did. So, we can make now this electronic circuit boards. However, I didn't think you could pipe into these. If you can't, well, it doesn't matter if you can't, because, yeah, we can't build this in them, certainly. Let's see if we need the red tier, maybe. Let's see what this one will allow us to build. Board. We can make this in here. Yep, so phenolic board, copper, tin, etc. And that can go in the same place. Of course, we can move this up one if we wanted to. We're going to need 2 of those. So yes, we can actually move this up one. Let's just do that. It does constrain the other supply a little bit, but no big deal for the moment. I can always move it back. Basic boards. And then like this, we can get both of those, get some power in. And we want to just grab them like this and copy that across. And we've got all the ingredients apart from ferric chloride, which we can just grab from here. And we have an ability to get this. Now I'm going to have to move that out a little bit. That's slightly annoying, has to be said. That'll do for now. And then we can box it or put it into a bot network. Now, have I expanded our bot network out here yet? I have. Is it all the way to the rest of the other side, though? Is it? It is. Okay. They will take a long time to get out here. That's the only downside of doing that. But we can just make it available in a box. And do I have any built already? No. Okay, so provider then. What do we need? A steel chest, which means I'm out of steel. Okay, let me go get some supplies and we'll just put it in a box. I don't need to show you that on camera. Okay, so those are now being boxed up whenever we get some spare from the rest of our circuit board line. We've got quite a lot of those, so let's just reduce that. I don't think we're going to need just that amount just yet. We've got a little bit of a filter inserter here that's just filtering out everything but the solder on this line, and then this line is coming through occasionally with enough transistors. I am going to have to solve that tin plate problem, but other than that, we've got the right ingredients here, so we can just put this here, which will let me just run this way, and we have everything we need, technically, for the productivity circuit boards. Now that's not the whole story, unfortunately. We have to do more than that. And that's because in order to use these, I think you have to build a modules lab, as you can see here on the left, and that's got different types of circuit board other than productivity in it. So I guess we've got to make a few of these things. So let's see what speed needs. Oh, that's the same. Okay. Effectivity, that's also the same. So I don't have any problems here. This makes a change. Anyway, we can, and I've researched tool belt 2, which gives me an extra row, or effectively an extra lot of inventory, which is very welcome. And this means I can do something along this sort of line. So 1, 2, and 3, because 3. I need another assembly machine. Give me that. Where are you? On there. And then we can set these to modules, I guess. So module, not modules, even circuit boards. Board. So productivity, yeah, that's fine. We obviously can't copy that. More's the pity. Oh, we're probably gonna need 5 of these. So I need to leave enough space. But for the start off, to make the labs themselves, we should need 1 of each type. So let's put that in. And you as well, so you need speed, and it's all the same ingredients for each of these, so I guess we can just put stuff like this down and make sure we're connected for power, and then just set 1 of these off to the usual thing of grabbing further down, and I think we're done to start off with. They're just shorter transistors, of course, which is that's okay, that they are being made. They just don't have enough tin plate. So that's... is it tin plate we're short of for those? I guess it is using tin plate, but I guess most of them have been used for this electronic circuit boards. These are actually being produced quite fast. In fact, so much so that they are piling up at the other end of our factory. So I could disable one of these machines temporarily just to make sure we had spare transistors. In fact, let's just do that, because I do have spare at the end of the factory. I did pick up like 160 or something, so let's just set this recipe to nothing for the moment. And that should leave, hopefully, spare transistors to head this way on this belt. Transistors at some point would be nice. And there they go, down and around. No. Are they being used for this as well? Yeah, shame. Okay. We can turn these off as well if we wanted to. Well, we'll see if I get enough through here anyway. So again, from this side, I can just box them up, and I'm not going to bother making them available to the network or anything so intelligent, because for now, I'm just going to use them to then manually create a few labs. So a modules lab. Can we handcraft this? Modules lab. Looks like I can handcraft it. I just need electric lab, which we can make already. And that should do it. So let's just queue a couple of those up, and they'll just handcraft in the background. And then put this on to get ourselves some of these. And to start off with, I want to make sure I'm only keeping sort of 1 stack in each of these. So there we go. They should start building as soon as they've got some power. There we go. So we've got 1 of each of our circuit boards. And I've got enough room to carry on to make more. I just now need to go and solve that transistor problem before I say capacitor again. Oh well, we've got loads of these, so I'm just going to cancel that for a second. And I'm going to do the same thing for that for the moment, just to stop the bots, and that will let us get some transistors through, which will then let me go and make a modules lab. Now, I guess since we're making the circuit boards and they're used in the modules lab, Let's just take a look at the research again. Module. Productivity module. So this is 25 in the lab. And it gets us the productivity module, you know, manufacturing. And that gives us 5% productivity, but some pollution. Not so much of a big deal for me because I don't have biters around, but for you, you may have more issues there. So yeah, we definitely want to do that. And let's look at the others. Yeah, they're all quite predictable. They all want 25 of each. So same thing with that, the pollution cleaning modules. And the same thing with pollution producing module. Why would you want pollution producing modules? I'm not sure why. Maybe it's a prerequisite for another technology. And we can combine effects as well. Interesting. What does that give me? Does that give me the raw ones? Yeah, it gives me the raw productivity modules. So these are even better, I believe. So, and that's maybe why you want the various pollution circuit boards. Answered my own question. So let's see if we can get towards this by getting these manufactured. Okay, so we're backed up here on bronze, so we can solve the problem fairly straightforwardly by just using this other output here. We could just, I think, just grab it and let's see if we just use fast inserter for this and get a belt going here like this or something like that. In fact, we don't even need a belt. Let's just put this back this way and then tell it to put these stuff that way. Whoops, not that way. That way. There we go. And let's take that off. Okay, so we've now got the tin ingots here. You know, these are building up. Tin ore's coming in here, and it's coming out of the bottom of this whole thing. We will have to probably put another warehouse in. We've got an awful lot of glass. I think that is glass, isn't it? Yeah, it is glass available if we ever need it. But for here, we just need an induction furnace. So I think I've got one of those. Yep. And we can just input probably straight into the furnace, to be honest. So we can just, in fact, let me just get rid of that. Can we just put this straight in? If I just put this here, induction furnace. And if I select molten tin, yeah, that's happy to just insert that stuff. And I guess we could design a better way of doing that. But then we probably want 3 casting machines, so I made of those. And we're going to output, well, it doesn't matter where we're going to output, it matters where we're going to input. So it actually should be that way, I think. And we can do that. Put a pipe down this side. Oops, a bit too far away. And we can select tin plate. Going to need a little bit of power. But otherwise fine, and then we can bring some tin back over that way, so we can go anywhere here really. So we probably want to go underground belt there. Whoops, like that, and we'll just pull the stuff onto the belt from here. Go underground. Let's get a couple of underground belts, and across we go. Probably another couple of underground belts. Hopefully I've get this all across the right place. I need a couple more of those. And where's the tin? It's coming in here. And it doesn't matter how I load it because it's only coming in on the left side of that belt up there at the very, very top. Assuming I haven't incorrectly cropped this episode. I don't think I have. I'm watching the preview on OBS. So that should do. And I'm out of actual belt. Now, if we're in a belt, in a bot area, the robots should have sensed the fact of me, so I think I'm at... Ooh, I have got those extra slots now. Good, good, good. And so I'll just make some for now. Yeah. Make 3 more. There we go. 2 more. Okay, so that's going to load onto this side. And it won't matter other than that because it will just side load onto the left side of the belt, which should solve our transistor problem, which should then solve our shortage problem. So I can probably set up these recipes back again. It's not a big deal by them just yet, but we'll have them soon enough. So does that mean I can now... How many of these made? 91? 8. Yeah. 8. That's okay. Once this is full, yeah, I suppose I could balance these inputs a little bit, but we should get more of those transistors any minute now. And if that stacks to 100, that's going to get full really, really shortly. And as you can see from the bottleneck mod, nicely yellow now, which means this is full, and everything moves on to green. So can I make that lab? Blah, 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 blah. 5 of each. And if I just grab some of the transistors, unless I've got in my inventory, I don't think I have any. In fact, do we have enough now? 8, 15, 100. Yeah, we do have enough. So let's just... Oh, my inventory's full. Which will be a useful point to maybe move stuff out onto here temporarily. Just in case we need them in the future. Or rather, just filling my inventory even less. Strand casting machine, not even sure why I'm carrying one of those things, but now I don't think I want to remove all of those because it's going to start this all up all over again, but let's take half and now we should be able to make the lab. Well, one lab anyway. And just like we started out with the what was it called, the setup for the regular labs, well, it was a burner lab, but eventually electric labs, we may well start the same thing up with these module labs, and we'll just put them nearby with some kind of temporary setup. So let's see if this will just accept stuff into it, shall we? Let's just put you here and like that. I'm really short on belt again. Well, I haven't gone for more yet. And in fact, the bots have delivered iron plates, so maybe I've just not put belt in a provider chest. It really needs to be in a provider chest. Okay, so now can I research modules? Modules. Productivity, I think. Research. Okay, now will you insert? Or am I going to have problems? Let me take a look. Yep, all working now. I was wondering why it wasn't bringing in green, but it doesn't actually need green for this research. So when I put in the rest of the inserters, now we have a research system going for, well, 4 modules. So let's just take a look at the other research for modules. Are they all going to need the other circuit boards as well? So if we go for all of them, so they all need their relative circuit board. So do these, and so do these. So yeah. If we need that pollution producing circuit board for raw modules, no, it doesn't seem like we ever need them. Because that's pollution cleaning, and that's pollution cleaning. So I think we just need the 4th production here. Put it right there. Do I have another assembling machine? Assembling. Well, we can make one. And then we'll assign that for the 4th one here, and we'll just do our best to sort of keep this to a single stack. And hopefully then we'll just use the excess transistors and they'll eventually back up. And then of course we can re-enable other things. So let's just get that back in. Board. It was that one, wasn't it? Yeah. So same as before, we can just have 2 inputs here. I need to get more belts. Give me the little belt. There we go. And we can just clone that setting onto this one. Have to move that out a little bit, but otherwise we can just put a box down of some kind. A steel box will do. And then in this case, we belt problem. Just do that. And set this to deposit 1 further away because it's 1 less belt to actually grab. And otherwise, it's just outputting as before. Same ingredients, so same system. This will pull 2 in from this side because this should insert on the right side of that belt, I think. And then, yeah, because it inserts on the right side of the belt. And then this one, technically, we could put it on the left side here so it's all symmetric, or, put it on the outside or something. But it works fine, at least for a single lab. And that's taking a while, of course, so you can just, well, if we wanted to move this out, we would have to put stuff onto this side of this belt. Because what we'd have to do is have the 2 belts going upward with a line of these, But of course, I'm going to run into other stuff here. So I'm not too concerned about this taking too long. It's short enough that I can just be happy with it as it is. So we've got modules, or at least the precursor to modules, the circuit boards up. From there, what do the actual modules take once we research this? Let's go into research. So productivity module. Okay, so we have one of the ingredients, the circuit board. We're going to need module mainboards, module contacts, and module casing. I assume module contacts is some kind of gold or similar, so let's have a look. Can we make any of that just yet, or will it need... No, we can make some of it. So module contact is copper and gold. Ooh, we haven't got gold yet. That's going to have to be an interesting one. I have to figure out how to get gold plate. Module case is aluminium plate. Okay. That's going to take more exploration as well. Module mainboards, that's actually fine. We can just switch... We can just switch this output if we wanted to, or make another one like this. Just pass all of these ingredients down underneath. And the ferric chloride as well, or reroute them somehow. We can do that to get them sorted. Because the main board needs exactly the same ingredients. Okay, so I'm going to have to go and figure out how to get gold plate and aluminium plate. Which is a good point to ask you guys, if you know the best way of doing that. I think it is just another ore type that we have to go and find if I haven't already got some in my territory. But of course, there could be an Intel new setup that I need to know about. In which case, feel free to let me know below. So I think we've got a decent start to this episode, or a decent end to this episode. We've got this lab up and running now. We're producing module research rather than regular science research. And between the episodes, I may well put a couple, well, maybe one more of these down and just reroute things a little bit, just to make things a little bit faster. But at the moment, as you can see, the constraint is still transistors, which is she's not constrained by tin now, as you can see. So this does tile. If you remember, I did it originally so it would tile, and we've got enough plastic now. That's not a problem. Silicon plate's fine, as is the copper and the tin, so we can afford to tile that again. And to be honest, we only need the transistors. We've got more than enough supply of the the basic electronic components. So I could just put a sort of another version of that here, or indeed a little bit further down. Not quite so sure yet. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next time. Feel free to thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, etc. as normal, and as always, guys, thanks for watching.